This is the future. Evolution.
The Crossing Realms Conference launches September 19th and 20th and will dock in Richmond, Missouri. This is already being called the event of the year, folks. With an unprecedented list of speakers and special guests, 2 days of cryptids, UFOs, and paranormal presentations, along with a celebrity-filled ghost hunt, meet and greet, gallery reading, vendors, and a film screening. This promises to be both educational and fun. Go to Eventbrite.com to secure your tickets and vendor slots before they are all abducted. They're going fast.
Yes, I had to put on my smiley face and wait for the end of that introduction. Yes, it is late night. We're back after a 2-week hiatus. Yeah, last weekend was my fantasy football draft, so I had to take that day off. The prior week was Labor Day weekend, so we all had that weekend off. And I will say this, we have the conference coming up next weekend. So again, this show will not air next Saturday, as we'll all be in Missouri. And I must tell you, I'm really, really looking forward to the conference. I am. I can't wait. But the one thing that I love the most about the conference is that after Saturday, we can stop promoting it. Yes, I love it. You got to promote these things to make them successful or to help in their success. But man, I will be glad when that part of it is over. But I'm looking forward to meeting all of you folks. I really am. So that's going to be outstanding. So yeah, I am excited about that. And don't forget, if you're new here, please subscribe to Bigfoot Michigan Rob on YouTube, the Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast on YouTube, Texas Front Porch on YouTube, Monica Rollins, Our Paranormal World on YouTube, Donnie Show Says Stuff, Paranormal Paul, and Truth or Tinfoil. The Super Chat's open, a great way to help support what we do around here. You, mateys, you can become BMR Pirates. Join tonight, join the many, join the few. Depending on your point of view, your donations are always loved, never expected. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. We're going to get on with this. And no particular order, I got Ms. Rollins. Hello, Monica.
Hello. I was just kicked back.
Yeah, you're kicking back. I always have to pay attention. You're doing very good of not interrupting the show in the beginning. Very good.
Yeah, I'm waiting until you bring me on, and then I pull up my YouTube.
Very good. You know, it's trial and error. It's error, I should say.
Live and learn.
Yes, good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
And there's this other person that's joining us. I don't know who this person is anymore. It's been a minute, but it's the lovely Brandi. Hi, Brandi.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, it is definitely my time of the year where I'm super busy.
Yes.
You know, everything is, popping off at the same time. And, I just have to miss a couple shows, but I'm back.
Oh, no, I know you are back. Yeah. And as the fall rolls in, we'll all be kind of I go into hibernation except for Sunday when I watch football and do the shows,
You'll be a happier person when the weather cools off.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I just saw that Richmond is going to be 87, Brandy. Is that correct?
Yeah, I know it. I know. I don't know what's happening. We're having what we would call an Indian summer, I guess. We cooled down and now we're heating back up just to cool back down again. It's fine. At least it's not 100 degrees. That's all I got.
No, 100 sucks.
Right.
Especially in September.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet because here in Michigan, the last week it was 68 to 72. Nice. This whole week has been in the upper to mid 80s. I'm like, dude, I'm done with the heat already. Please.
Oh, really? Upper to mid 80s is just roasting you, huh?
Comparatively speaking, with Texas. See, Monica lives in the middle of the desert somewhere in Texas.
Can I invite you to the front porch of hell?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I live in the armpit. She lives in the front porch. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, here 85 here. Well, 85 was hot today since it was 70s last week, right? Then all of a sudden it blasts you again when your body is just starting to get used to the cooler weather. So it's an adjustment.
It's false fall. We get it every year.
False fall.
It's fool's fall. You're like, ah.
Just like I don't know what the term to use would be for the summer here in Michigan. April, we have 80-degree days, 2 in a row. And it's 38 degrees at night. In fact, I made that mistake of planting my garden early. I was all gung-ho because it was beautiful. And I think the reason my plants sucked is because I planted way too early. Because they got dropped down to 32 degrees at night,
Right.
I ripped all mine out today. I ripped my non-producing plants out of the bed.
Good for you. I just did that the other day. I think I told you yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to make just a quick announcement.
Yes,
for
well, Brandy, please.
For anybody coming to the conference, if you waited on trying to find some place to stay, we found out something today. It is an Airbnb that is run by, let me read it so I get it straight. It is Dale and Jill Pence. It's called the Richmond Red Barn Farm. You can look them up. You can Google them and see if they have places to stay. Also, because I've heard from a few people that they're finding it hard to find accommodations. So there is that is available that I know of as of today. So I just want to let everybody know that it's the Richmond Red Barn Farm. There you go.
Great news. Because wasn't the original hotel the majority of the people are staying at? Didn't that get sold out like 4 months into the our announcement of the event?
Yeah, they sold it. Yes, they sure did. Yes.
Yeah.
So it has been quite the fun time dealing with the new owners, evidently. And Monica probably is shaking her head at this. It is hard dealing with companies that do switch midway, when you're really trying to plan something.
Yeah, and
it's a corporate shift. It's like a mom and pop to mom and pop. But I mean, even though it's a national brand, they're individually owned and operated. So.
Yeah, and you guys know damn well that when that happened, the people that were in charge of taking reservations and bookings, they didn't give a rat's ass about forewarning the new ownership about, hey, listen, we've got all these rooms booked.
Hey, we got the hotel sold out. Might want to let them know about that.
Right. And I mean, we shouldn't be upset at the new owners. I mean, they accommodated us really well. I just, they didn't have any of our information saved, unfortunately, but
prior
jumped on that pretty quick.
Yes. The new owners or the old owners or the people in charge, like I said, they could care less about what they book because they're done out of job, perhaps. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
So, So, you know what? Before we get into tonight, Brandy, I did want to ask you, because I've heard this from you a little bit in Krista, but maybe for our people out in chat and the people coming to the conference. Of course, we're doing the ghost hunt, and everybody knows that we're at a haunted location, right, for the conference, and we're also at a haunted ranch for the pre-party, and some of us are staying there.
Yes.
But there's been rumblings from the both of you about where we're going to be, no matter where we're at. There's been like dogmen reported sightings, Bigfoot, the paranormal. So where we're staying, actually, everybody, Brandi, you can elaborate when I'm done. If those things happen where we're at, we're right in the middle of Paranormal Village.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There was a dogman sighting probably a little over a mile away from the ranch. There was a Bigfoot sighting about 8 miles from the ranch. The ranch itself is definitely haunted. I have stayed there many, many, many times, and I can attest to, that place is actually got some weird stuff happening out there. Now we haven't been able to get into the ranch for a while now, due to the fact that they changed it over to a hunting lodge cabin type of atmosphere, I should say. So we haven't been there, because before it was basically a horse ranch, and so we would go there quite a bit. So it's going to be interesting to get back into this building and see what's going on. I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, I am too. I am. I'm sure I'm not going to sleep much, because I want to be out and take advantage of the surroundings, right, and just
absolutely
do my thing, right.
Mm-hmm.
Screw the sleep. Just do what you can. Shut your eyes. Wake up. And go about our day.
Yeah.
My days. I'll be in Missouri at 9 a.m. on Wednesday.
Jeez, yeah, you're going to be there early.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm leaving out on Thursday. So,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
We got a lot planned. Monica, you ready?
Yeah.
Gonna take some notos.
Right. I mean, we'll have fun Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. Friday is when it starts getting real, and Saturday's when it slaps you in the face. So,
yeah.
And by Sunday morning, we're all going to be so exhausted, but we'll have good memories. It'll have been a good time.
Yeah. And, when I started the show, you guys, when you're backstage, you guys probably heard me say, I'm so happy and excited for the conference. It's finally here. But I must say, gals, the advertising that we've been doing since like before December, I'm glad to give that a little break.
I like the song. I like whatever that music is.
No, it's just kind of like,
it's very.
We're so used to it now. We're gonna have to think of something else to do.
Tex will have to reconfigure it so it's not conferencey, but I like that jingle because I love it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, maybe we'll change it up a little bit. But here's the thing, you guys. If this conference, and I suspect it's going to be okay, it's our first one we're all doing together. It's brand new. It's new to everybody. And Monica was always saying the first conferences are okay. But I think this is going to be pretty good, turn out well. And my thing is this: enjoy your 2 months off from advertising, because if it is good and people want us to come back, we'll be starting it all over again in December.
That is probably before
your dirty
mouth. Start it. And I'm not kidding.
Maybe a week.
You should do it the week after if you want to.
Yeah, probably, Monica. So enjoy the 1 week.
Putting it together the week after, just outlining it.
Yeah, that's why I told Rob to shut his dirty mouth. Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we'll enjoy the 1 week break, because I'm sure it will be a success. I'm sure it's going to be a success.
Well, listen, if the first year you do a conference, if you cover your expenses,
you do well.
You're doing good. But I will say that we lucked out in a lot of areas that we didn't have some expenses that a lot of other conferences do, or the expenses we have as significant as a lot of other conferences.
Right.
So we definitely got in that department.
Yeah, we got that handled.
And all of our proceeds are going to help Ray County Museum, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it's not like we're pocketing the money, guys. This is all going to somebody.
That's true. So that's what we do. But that's again, looking forward to it. I don't want to think about the second one. We're not through the first one. I can't wait to get down there and meet Monica for the first time. That'd be fun. And all the people in the
great
chat
to meet
that are
Monica for the first time.
For the very first time in the flesh and blood, as they say.
Yeah, he hasn't been that lucky, Monica, to meet you. He's just not been lucky.
Such a treat.
Yes, I've not been lucky. I feel very fortunate to meet Monica.
Donnie Cho met me, and I don't think he remembers it.
That's
what a treat it is, Ron.
Yeah, Donnie Cho met me. Yeah, well, Donnie Cho, I've met Donnie, and he probably don't remember either. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I met Monica at a conference, and Tex was running around doing what he does, talking to everybody, being the social butterfly, and I'm like, Tex, you need to go talk to her. And he's like, well, who? Da, 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 da. I'm like, Monica, you need to go talk to Monica. So he finally made his way over there. So if it wasn't for me, I'm gonna take all the credit for this.
Yes. Technically,
he may not be with the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah, and Monica made a point in our group text. I made the thing for Tuesday, Band of Misfits, because that's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
I do like Band of Misfits. That's what
I think
Island of Misfits reminds me of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I think that's the point.
That's the point. We're the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah,
I know go along with the dentist elf.
That's it.
And I know all that, but I just said,
Texas the Bumble. Texas the Bumble.
Yeah, so I had to, right.
Bumbles bounce.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to make a little correction before next Tuesday. Because next Tuesday, everybody, we're doing a pre-conference show. All of us Misfits are gonna be on the show Tuesday night at 9.
We are.
That'd be fun. Yeah, you know that, Monica. You got your invite. Where you been? You agreed.
Where everybody else is.
You said, and I got the text. It says, yes, I'll be there for sure. Tuesday night at 9.
And I don't know if everybody in chat knows Amy Creel, but she is coming to our conference, and she's going to be having name tags. So everybody can put their YouTube handle on their name tag, and we'll know exactly who you are.
There you go.
Yeah. And I like what Susan from Australia had to say, friendships that are meant to be. I tell you what, made a lot of great friends with you guys over the years, and the people that you meet in the chat room, that are in the chat room that we meet, genuine people. Most of them really are so sweet and humble and cool.
Yeah.
That's what I look forward to the most, really.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, Rob, well, you're responsible for me and Krista being a part of all of this.
Well, it wasn't for me. You wouldn't be a part of this. Yeah, that's correct.
It.
Tex was going in a different direction.
He was.
And then I coaxed him out of it. I said, you got to find, no, the blondes and the booze is where it's at. And then he kind of listened to me, but only because the person that he had backed out, which I'm glad they did, because he was going with them. Let's face it.
Right. And then, because he would have brought that person in, and then 2 months later, you would have been like, see, now, can we talk to blondes and booze? Can we talk to them now?
Yep. Because I was watching you guys, I lucked out and found you guys, and then I had brought Krista on, and I interviewed Krista on a show, and we weren't friends or nothing. And then I was going to get you on, but then I told Tex like immediately later, I said, yeah, you gotta, because he was looking to do his expansion thing back in the day. Blondes and booze, call these girls. Well, I already I'm having blah, blah, blah. I go, well, I don't think you should get them. And he finally did.
Rob. He's like, nah.
Well, Tex was. He didn't know who they were. He never watched the show or not.
He never watched our show.
He didn't know who they were.
No, he had no idea until Rob had us on.
Yeah.
And he had no idea. And he joined the show, and wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Time. That's right. I had Chris on first, and then I had you both on. Yes, that's right. And then
Tex was on that show with you.
Yes. Yeah. And he goes, oh, okay. Yeah.
Change the tune.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he changed his tune. All right.
Found the weirdos that stuck. That's what happened.
That's right.
Fly that freak flag. And you know what Friday is? You know what Friday for the meet?
It is Pirates.
Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Talk Like a Pirate Day.
International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yes.
Ladies.
How that worked out is unbelievable.
You can thank Playboy Radio that I was listening to when I was up in Skookum Meadows, bored on the 19th one year.
Oh, really?
Because that was all our radio station would get up in the mountains. And it was a talk radio, and it was International Talk Like a Pirate Day. So all the people on air were talking like a pirate.
So do we have to all like wear bandanas?
I think we should wear eye patches.
You know, that's such a sour subject because, I've been working on BMR bandanas for years, 2 years.
Yeah.
And the one person I had fell through. So I got to go back to the drawing board.
Oh my gosh.
People, the only thing people want from me are bandanas and the books. They don't care about t-shirts, hoodies. They want bandanas. I know they do. They tell me.
Well, go out and buy your bandanas and sign them.
Well, it's too late to do. No, I'm not going to go through all that. But yeah, next year, perhaps.
JoJo suggested Bigfoot Michigan Rob underwear.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that.
Put a big round sticker of your smiling face right
in the JoJo, right on your...
In the front or the back, it doesn't matter. They'd both be great.
Yeah, no. There you have me grinning down below. Very nice.
It's a happy Rob.
Oh, very happy, yes. Arr, 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 arr.
I'll market it for you.
Yeah, I know you will. You stole my package last year. Thank you so much.
Well, everybody wants a nice package.
Yeah.
I think we should wear our bandanas and eye patches and one earring or one hoop earring on Friday.
Yeah, well, if you don't have bandanas, I have plenty, as you all know. I'll bring a few extras for you. Yeah.
I'll see if I can't pick one up somewhere.
I can look like Captain Jack Sparrow. I've got those long.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. We could do that. I mean, it would be kind of fun. Put a little spice into that meet and greet or whatever we're calling that night.
We should do a Halloween show and all do dress up one night.
I think that is an awesome idea if we did a Halloween show where we dress up.
Yeah, that'd be
we did that last year, matter of fact.
Oh, really? I wasn't invited to that one.
You were busy.
I was probably trick-or-treating with Lucas.
Oh, you could have been. We'll have to plan that. We have to plan.
Because it fell on Friday night last year. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sure did. Thanks.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
As long as
I'm
it's
all
on
for
Sunday.
it. Yeah, I'm all for it. We had this conversation. Gosh, I want to say it was Thursday. And we were talking about how that the holidays have just kind of lost the magic. They just the pizzazz, the magic, the whole, and I'm like, we got to bring that back. I am so tired of this. It's just like holidays come, you're like, oh, well, I get a day off of work. Great.
Yeah, no, I mean, yes, I get that. I try to always be pumped up this time of year because I do love the holidays. Holidays for me start October 1st. Well, actually, September 1st with football. I love Halloween. That whole month I consider it a holiday. I love Thanksgiving and Christmas, but then after that, forget it. I hibernate after that for like 6 months.
Then everything sucks until September rolls around again.
Yep, you're pretty much right. For me, I do like the summer, though. In the summer, I like the garden. But I get it. You live in the desert. I get that.
It's, close enough.
Well, anyway, we're 23 minutes into this. And I enjoyed this. I could talk about this for 2 more hours, but a lot of people kind of maybe, let's do something else. We haven't done bizarre news in a while. And today I got some bizarre news. And I've decided, and the 2 weeks that we had off from this show, I was looking at some of our past shows. And I found myself talking about a lot of the same bizarre topics. So I'm trying to make it in my mind to do everything a little differently. So these are really bizarre, but they're short. The first 3 are short, but they're bizarre. I mean, we could talk as we normally do about them. But then I have 2 bizarre tales. One from this website, which is about a succubus.
Oh,
and that, it's kind of graphic too. So I had to rewrite it because it was that graphic. So I just rewrote it to take out some of the content. You'll get my drift. And then the last one is about black-eyed kids that a guy emailed me like 2 weeks ago. So we will start the meat and potatoes here. And I haven't done this in such a long time, Monica and Brandi. I don't know where to find it. Oh, here it is.
Of course not.
Yeah. Yes, I found the button. This is bizarre news. These first three, like I said, are kind of short. We can go wherever we want, as we always do with them. But I thought they were really different. And kind of, I don't know, they could be funny. I don't know. News item number 1 to kick off Saturday. Man who has been unable to sleep for 2 years is desperate for answers. This is August 26th of 2025 in the Bizarre News Journal on the internet, where I get most of my stuff. Imagine never being able to go to sleep. A 32-year-old man from the UK suddenly found that he couldn't get to sleep and has been awake ever since for 2 years. In one of the most extreme cases of insomnia ever recorded, Oliver Elvis has been in good health until one night 2 years ago, he found that he was unable to get to bed or go to sleep. Far from being an isolated incident, it turned out that he wasn't able to sleep at all, no matter what, not even with taking strong sedatives prescribed by doctors and such. He has since been on a journey to find out some sort of solution to his problem. I don't just have a lack of sleep, it's the total disappearance of sleep, he told Mail Online in the UK. I don't feel sleepy. I don't fall asleep. I'm in a permanent state of alertness. Endless days turn into endless nights, and it's tormenting me. The lack of sleep not only causes exhaustion, but it crumbles his spirit. He also goes on to say that at nights, his entire body feels like he's living in an iron coffin, as his body is so heavy that he can barely even walk some days. Then it finishes up here by saying he is still seeking answers which nobody in the medical profession can seem to help him with. I must say, I mean, that is bizarre. First of all, do I buy it that he hasn't slept in 2 years? I think you would probably die. Correct, Monica?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would. I think he's probably not going into a deep sleep, the deep like REM cycled sleep. Because it's happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to everybody who's watching and listening, where you don't feel like you're asleep at all, but you are. Like you're not conscious of what's going on, but you feel like you're awake. And that happens to me quite a bit. Eventually I'll, fall into a deeper sleep and that's it. But for, let's say, 3/4 of the night, I think I'm awake, but I'm not, because my mind's not cycling down, but I'm not, aware of my surroundings necessarily either. I just, when you lay there with your eyes closed and you're like, Jiminy Cricket, I wish I could. It's like that kind of thing. You're just in that, you feel anyway, like you're in that state, but you are asleep. You're just not in that deep sleep. So I think maybe that's what he's experiencing. Cause I don't think you can survive with absolutely zero sleep. I don't think you can survive long actually without any sleep at all.
Yeah, I think you're right, Monica. I think he's in that, I call it the half sleep. It's kind of like you can wake up if a pin drops, but yet you're still sleeping. It's like it's like on the cusp. Right on that cusp.
You don't feel like you're asleep. Like I'll lay there in my mind, I'm thinking, gee, I wish I could go to sleep, but I'm not really awake either. I mean, something will like a loud noise and I'll come to and I'll be like, oh, maybe I was asleep, but I didn't think I was. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It does. Yeah. And Again, I agree with you, Monica, Brandi. 2 years without sleeping is just, I can't imagine that. But I will say this about my own sleep patterns, as most you both know about me, and with dreaming, and Monica's kind of the same way. Brandi to an extent too, actually. All of us kind of. Yeah, it's weird because for me, I don't really feel like I'm ever sleeping because I do get tired like middle of the day for whatever reason, and I can be active all day long, and I just get tired like for just a little bit. Maybe it's old age, I don't know, but it's just so weird. But here's the thing: when I do go to bed or try to go to bed, because I don't have a schedule when I go to bed, I try to go to bed between midnight and like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I never feel like I'm sleeping either because I always have this active. My mind is always active, and I have these active dreams all the time. And they're not always like the ones that I've told you guys about. They're not always like that, very dramatic and vivid, but they're just weird dreams. But you know what's weird, you guys? For the past month, I've been noticing this. I will wake up and look at my phone no matter what time I fall asleep, whether it's 10 o'clock, midnight, 2 o'clock. For the last month, I've been waking up, looking on my phone, and it's been 4:15 in the morning consecutively almost every day for like the past month. And then I'll get up. Then, of course, when I get up, I have to go to the bathroom. So I do my thing, go to the bathroom, go back to bed. And then finally, when I go to bed after that 4:15 wake up call, I sleep soundly till like 8 o'clock. And I wake up on a dime every day at 8 o'clock. Isn't that Brandy's shaking her head? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I call it the old people syndrome. Yep. You know, early to bed, early to rise.
You know, but I don't go to bed. I go to bed late though, typically.
Yeah, right. But what you're doing is you're waking up, doing your thing, and then going back to bed. What happens to me is I have a weird sleeping cycle because I have to come home from work.
Yeah.
I have to rest. I have to sleep in. I have to wake up. I have to do shows, and then I have to go back to bed because I wake up at 2:30 in the morning. So my sleep pattern is not great. And so
it's actually terrible.
It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. But I mean, I'm used to it now. So if I wake up at 4:15, 4:30 in the morning, I'm late. So but I get it. When I'm home on my days off, 4:15, 4:30 is where I normally wake up. Like this morning, it was 4:15 this morning. And I thought, hey, I slept in.
We were up at the same time. You slept in. Jeez, yeah. Because, yeah. Well, I do know this. Old people, they get up like 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
let me raise my hand.
Well, yeah,
I do it no matter what. Yeah, I do it.
Even if you're not working, okay, let's say 2 years ago when you had a normal hours, you still woke up every day that early? Really?
I did.
Oh, wow.
I did.
Monica's shaking her head. You're up. Monica, I can tell because you get up pretty early too.
Not that early.
Not at 5 in the morning. You're up by 7. You're up by 7 o'clock.
Yeah, my alarm's at 7. So even if I don't have my alarm on, I'll usually wake up around 7. I think the latest I'll sleep in is like 8:30. And then I wake up thinking, even on like weekends, I wake up. I'm late getting Lucas to school. I mean, you just like, my body's not used to that kind of rest. But in the evenings, I have a very hard time like calming the hamster down, like my mind rest. Like I mean, I have to take, I don't like taking like over the counter sleeping pills. It's not my favorite.
Right.
So I'll take, I have like Xanax because I've got crippling anxiety. Like it'll hit me like all of a sudden, but it's not as often as it used to be. So I've got a prescription that I've had for a while that I don't really use much. And the nights that I really like, my mind is not turning off, I'll have to take that. And sometimes I won't go to sleep until, 1 in the morning, maybe 2 in the morning. And that drives me nuts because then the next morning my body's like jerking me awake, at 7:00. Well, the alarm wakes me up at 7, but on the weekends I'll be jerked awake or, wake myself up at 8 thinking I'm late taking Lucas to school or something. Yeah. So, but my body is tired, unfortunately, because I took the aid. But if it was, if I don't take it and I try really hard not to take it, I won't fall asleep. I mean, there have been nights where I fell asleep at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and then, the alarm goes off at 7. I don't have a choice but to haul my rear end out of bed.
But you're probably not tired though, because see, when I fall asleep, again, anytime between midnight and 2, I'm in bed, but always at 4:15 I'm up, and I dream to 4:15, and then I get up at 7:30, right? 8:00 a lot of times. But I'm fine. I feel great. Like I slept for a solid 3 hours with nothing, no dream or nothing. But then 3:00 rolls around. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go sit down. I'm getting tired. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start once I'm awakened up. I'm awakened up. Like once I put clothes on and I'm moving around and I'm driving, clearly driving my car, I'm up. Like I'm not going back to bed when I get home. I'm, looking through my day. I'm doing what I need to do, and I'll stay awake until that night when, it's bedtime. And sometimes it'll go on for 3 or 4 days before my body gets so exhausted. I fall asleep at 8, but then I wake up. That's when I wake up at 4 in the morning and I'm like,
yeah.
Well,
it does mess with your mood.
Well, as you guys know, people in chat probably, I've talked about this a lot. You know how I moved my mom. She moved with me years ago, right? When my dad died. And I got to tell you about my mom. She's going to be 80 in January. If she did not live here, and if I was not her alarm clock, that woman could sleep the whole day away. For an old person, I wake her up purposely every day at 10:00. Ma, get out of bed, you old bag of bones.
Listen,
I bet she's up a lot during the night, though.
She's old, and if she's sleeping, let her sleep.
No,
old people don't generally sleep well.
Well, maybe, but Brandy's right too, because my mom is one of these people that ever since I showed her how to read stories on her phone, and my mom's an avid reader. Oh my God, that phone she reads all night long. And
I'll do that.
Yes, and did you know though? We're all guilty of this. We all are. When you're on your phone late at night and it's bright, and even if you have it on the dimmer, it's big. Who cares? Do you know that your mind is being tricked that it still thinks that it's daytime out because your eyes are focused in on the bright light, whether it's dimmed out or not. So your mind doesn't think it's time for bed, and it makes a lot of people.
It messes up your circadian rhythm, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. And then you cannot sleep.
Yeah, I can't sleep with the light on.
Oh no, I have to be in total darkness.
Yeah, I can't sleep with the light on. It keeps me up all night long. But I do fall asleep to podcasts, usually where I'm watching the killing shows. We're just gonna go with that. But it's the sound. It's the sound that makes me go to sleep. But I can't. If there's a bright light on, I cannot sleep.
No, I am. Oftentimes, what I'll do is I will. And then we'll move on to the next news here. I will turn on Art Bell, but there's a cool podcast I found, Art Bell's radio, and it's black. The background is black, and all it is stars. So it's really cool to look at. And then you just hear the show, and I will fall asleep immediately.
Yeah, if somebody's talking, in my ear, if I have my headphones on, I'll fall asleep pretty quick. Usually.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to relax and I'm like, just in the dark room.
Yeah. That's why, Monica,
I have to say I am the one that people hate the most because I can fall asleep anytime, anywhere, and quickly.
That is my husband. That he could, I'm telling you, you could prop him up standing in the corner and he would probably start snoring.
Oh,
I have fell asleep standing up. Yes.
You know what? My dad's the same way. Remember, I told you both the story when I started that fracas singing karaoke, and I flipped off the crowd for not giving me a standing ovation for my rendition of "When a Man Loves a Woman."
Yeah.
And we started that fight. A brawl busted out. Everyone got arrested except me somehow. Did not get arrested.
The instigator.
Yeah, right. My dad got arrested. My dad. But he's still, back in the day, he was probably still younger. He was like in his 40s, I think, right? And he was handcuffed inside the police station to a payphone, sleeping. I'll never forget that image ever in my life. It was hilarious.
That would be my husband. He can sleep.
Sleeping. And he's snoring
in
a lit police station.
Chris will tell me good night, lay down, right? And I am not exaggerating when I say within 90 seconds, he's lightly snoring. He is out. And I don't know how he does that.
Yes, I can't.
It's definitely conditioning. It is definitely body conditioning. Yeah.
Yeah, and like another thing, we'll move on. I can't sleep on airplanes, even if I'm exhausted. I can't fall asleep.
I don't even care if it's on an airplane. I've slept in airports, train stations. It don't matter.
I don't like sleeping. I almost dozed off once. It's a long story. I woke up kind of mouth breathing, like not fully like face planting, but kind of like suspended, like halfway between my seat and the next, and this poor guy sitting next to me.
Oh, no.
Like, uh-oh.
That was embarrassing.
Is there something wrong with her?
I'm sorry.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming in. The chairman staying up with us.
That's what we're talking about, sleeping.
I know. Yeah, thank you. It's going on midnight here in 15 minutes. We'll move. Yeah, I'm getting tired now. Boy.
All right. Maybe you'll sleep tonight.
I doubt it. Here we go with number 2 bizarre news. Man spends 2 days with a crossbow bolt logged in his head.
What? Say that
again?
He
didn't know what was there.
Say that one more time.
Man spends 2 days with a crossbow bolt lodged in his head.
Were the 2 days crawling out of the woods?
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
let's hear the story.
Here we go. August 12, 2025, from that bizarre journal that I get these from. Emergency responders couldn't believe their eyes when they were called to a man's home in Italy recently. According to reports, the man was found on his bed, still conscious, with the back of a crossbow bolt sticking out of his forehead. A concerned family member had contacted the emergency services after discovering that he had been in this state for 2 days.
Oh my goodness.
And had not eaten or drank anything during this time period.
But did he sleep?
He was
sleep.
I think he might. Well, I don't know. Perhaps. I doubt it. I wouldn't be sleeping. He was immediately transferred to the hospital where a surgeon examined him. The doctor noted that he could still speak, though incoherently, and the bolt was preventing him from being able to turn his head properly. A millimeter further, and the patient would have died instantly, says Dr. Maurizio Ignatius Johnson, the head of neurosurgery at the Tourette Hospital in Ancona, Italy. As the Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera reports, I've never seen anything like it. The medical team used a CT scanner to determine how best to approach the problem. It's not so much about removing it, but rather removing it without causing massive bleeding.
Sure.
Said the doctor Ignatius Johnson, the Italiano with the last name of Johnson. The arrow acts like a plug, right? If you remove it, you run the risk of hemorrhage and bleeding out.
Things do that, yeah.
For sure. Fortunately, the surgical team was able to remove the bolt, but the man continues to remain in serious condition. Exactly how he managed to shoot himself in the forehead with a crossbow remains unclear. And no kidding, Monica and Brandi, at the end, the man was able to utter, "Best sleep I've had in ages."
So he did sleep.
Yes.
You need a crossbow to the noggin.
You know.
So I have a crossbow, and it was my father's. Okay, so and it's one of the older ones, and I'm trying to figure out how would you do that to yourself unless you pointed it at your own head and pulled the trigger.
Was it a neighbor across the alley? Just two kids messing with the crossbow instead of
it had to have been.
You know, and it sailed through the window while he was sleeping.
Yeah, it must have, because I've got the kind that you have to step on and pull it up.
Yeah.
I've got that one, and I'm like,
that's not like a crossbow, really not a compound arrow, a crossbow.
A crossbow. Like I said, I've got one of the old ones.
Maybe a portal from ancient times opened up and the crossbow flew
into the portal, and then another one opened up.
There was a battle raging, and a crossbow flew through the portal and struck this poor dude while he was trying to sleep.
Well,
I mean, clearly he was on his side. How else would it have gotten there?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
See, he had to have been, an open window, somebody jacking with one, and he was laying on his side.
And then I'm trying to figure out how a family member didn't find him for 2 days.
I mean, unless they have assassins in Italy that still use crossbows.
Unless you have that weird uncle or whatever.
Did he have a lot of life insurance?
Yeah.
Let's shoot him and then let's wait 2 days. That's the definite crime novel.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I know we're making fun of it, but
that's the most bizarre story I've heard in a while. That is
bizarre news. Yes,
because I'm trying to, for the life of me, I'm trying to figure out how it actually could happen.
I can't.
For it to be an accident. If you were really totally just, I don't even want to say the word, but stupid.
Right, I hear you. Right.
Unless you were stupid and pointed it at yourself.
Yeah,
because I understand that the crossbows nowadays are smaller.
They made it sound like the tip was coming out of his forehead. So it would have come in from the back, I imagine.
The back to the front. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And it to miss, just miss all the things. I mean, it threaded.
It missed all the things.
You know what I mean?
Missed all the things.
I want to know trajectory.
Yes, that's
right. Did it ricochet?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Did it ricochet?
Did it come from a low angle?
What's
going on?
We want forensic evidence. We want the forensic team out there on the spot.
Oh, I do. And then I want them to explain it to me, because
all right.
All I could think about is a ricochet, and why would you have an arrow in it anyway in the house?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I don't know. That's bizarre.
I don't know. It is bizarre. Like I promised everyone earlier, I was making the bizarre news a little different and entertaining.
He's a very lucky man. He needs to play the Italian lottery.
Yeah. And the Italian doctor with the last name of Johnson. Go figure that one out. I don't know. Anyway, we have one other bizarre news. Well, we have one more bizarre news, which is bizarre. And then for those, we will get a little more serious, because after that, I've got a couple really creepy stories that are short enough that I can't do on a show, regular show, so we can do them here perfectly. But this one, you guys, was really, fortunately, it's bizarre, but very fortunate for this person. It goes on to say that 80-year-old falls from 6th floor window, then walks away unscathed.
Who'd they land on?
April 20. Oh, you're so smart, Monica. You ruined the story. April 28th, 2025. The odds of surviving the fall must have been extremely low as it goes on. The 80-year-old woman seemingly survived the fall unscathed despite plummeting 6 stories to the ground. According to reports, the incident, which occurred in Yekaterinburg, Russia, occurred after the woman who had been cleaning her windows lost her balance and fell. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know, Brandi. I know. Same thought as you.
Okay.
The idea that anyone, let alone an 80-year-old could survive such a plunge seems impossible. Yet not only did the woman survive, but she simply got to her feet and walked away as if nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
She's poor cat.
What ultimately saved her life, however, as Monica kind of
was I right?
You were pretty close. Still, even this is bizarre. It wasn't quite a human being, Monica. What ultimately saved her life was the fact that she fell on top of a car, which crumpled when she landed on it, cushioning her impact with the ground in just the right way to save her. Even a professional stunt person would have had trouble landing so perfectly. Not only was she Monica, please. Not only was she lucky to fall right, but had she been any further towards the building, the back of her head would likely hit the frame supporting the truck. Almost certainly fatal.
Does she have titanium bones?
I'm just saying, how is metal of any sort going to be cushioning?
Thin in its airfield, right? And it would crush, but I just, it's not the falling, it's the stopping that kills you.
Hey, listen, falling on a car typically kills you because you see the people crash right through the roofs of cars. Right? We've all seen it on TV.
I've seen the top kind of crumple in and the windows blow out.
Yeah, but you're gone. Okay, not to break a bone, maybe survive.
I feel like
unlikely, but
concussion at minimum. But
hey, listen,
how do you
at
not?
80 years old, I'm sorry to say for all you 80-year-old folks out there, your bones are brittle. Okay,
that's what yeah.
So anyway, continuing on really quickly. Similarly, what does this say? Similarly, had she or the car been shifted a foot or possible less, either to the left or right? Okay, that makes no sense. She landed square in the middle of the roof, allowing the car to crumple and not her. And again, that's the end of that one. But yeah, come on, 6 stories, 80 years old. You land on top of a roof of a car, you're dead. I don't care what.
So
I would expect to be.
Or really seriously injured.
Okay, so did she have a balcony, or was she actually leaning out one of her windows?
Well,
because
again,
at 6 stories, don't you have people that usually come and
clean
here's
the thing. I was under the impression, because again, these are the stories again. I don't bother researching them, but here's the thing. Why waste another 20 minutes? But here's the thing. I first had thought she was an 80-year-old window cleaner that maybe was out on the scaffolding outside the building, which makes sense. But to fall from maybe your old folks' apartment,
a window,
you'd have to be like, come on, kind of foggy.
There's a lesson to be learned here, ladies and gentlemen. If you live 6 stories up, just put up a curtain. Nobody will ever see it anyway. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm not going to clean the outside of my house.
I'm not crawling out so far I'm going to fall.
That's right.
I don't, yeah.
And what was she thinking?
Right. What was she thinking?
She was thinking, oh, no problem. I'll clean that.
And
thinking.
Well, yes, Monica, but even so, you could only clean so much. Your arm can only reach, maybe a foot on the other side of the outside of the window.
Italy?
It was in Russia. This was in Russia.
Okay. Well, I mean,
because you could got like a brush with a handle, maybe 3 feet or 4 feet brush, and reach out and kind of scrub it along, then get you the same size squeegee and squeegee it down. I mean,
they make them rough. They make them hard-headed. They make them tough in Russia.
We're just going to lean out the window and do it by hand.
That's probably nothing. That's probably nothing.
Yeah, we're going to lean out and do this by hand, everyone. No.
I mean, we wouldn't, but in Russia, maybe that's how she's been cleaning.
Maybe her body was hardened, tough as nails,
She's overly calcified.
Yeah, she probably was in the army, the Russian army.
Yeah, maybe she figured out she can't bend like that anymore, and it just wasn't working. I don't know, but no.
I tell you what, 6 stories, regardless.
I have enough of a fear of heights to not.
I am very scared of heights. Very scared.
Yeah, I would have definitely found another way to clean it. I would not be leaning out my window.
Like you say, one of you two said, I forget which one. 80 years old, you don't need to clean it. Put his drape up, put a sheet up, whatever you gotta do. Drapery,
No.
Come on.
I don't know.
It's not sunny in Russia anyway. It's always gloomy and cloudy.
And for her to just kind of walk away from it.
The sun does not shine in Russia.
It does not shine in the CCCP.
Yeah. Somebody was looking after her that day.
Now that is probably the grace of God, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Because 6 stories is a fall.
Yeah.
You could jump off the porch and kill yourself.
At 80.
At 80 with brittle bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was weird. That was bizarre, but she survived, and good for her. I'm sure she's hired a cleaning service if she's that, anal about getting her windows done. But yeah, but in the beginning, I thought she was an 80-year-old window cleaner on scaffolding.
You thought that she was the one working.
Yeah, I thought she was like, wow, 80 years old, cleaning windows, scaffolding. Wow, give her a lot of credit.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that was crazy. So that's kind of fun, interesting. I got a couple more. Now, these are more stories, which are very, kind of weird. I mean, they're definitely bizarre. They fit the format. Now, however, I will say this to everybody in the chat room that I had to rewrite this because it was very graphic. I kept the narrative totally the same, but there's certain verbiage that this person posted seeking help on the same periodical for the news. So it's kind of disturbing, especially for the female persuasion. So that's why I had to edit and redo it. Very kind of wild. But anyways, we're gonna go on with it. But the title I kept the same. It says Shadow Figure Sex Demon. And this was submitted to the website August 14th, 2025. This story was submitted to the site by Bloodshot Eyes from the United States. And it goes on. This woman wrote this, okay? I've seen and heard unexplainable things for many years. Mostly it happens in the few nights surrounding the full moon. I don't know why. The subject of my post, though, begins a little over 2 years ago when I was on my honeymoon. My husband and I were staying in a cabin, and one night by the fireplace, just after being intimate, I began to see a black figure standing still watching us. I do not know if it was watching our intimate acts or what. I was scared, but didn't mention it to my husband as we both drifted off and went to bed. It was there next to the bed. As soon as I lay down, and I actually told my husband the next morning I was seeing it, and I was freaking out. Honey, he says to me, he saw nothing during the night. Did not see anything. So after the sun rose and I was in my right mind, I chalked it up as something being unstable. Was I unstable somehow? I questioned myself. After arriving home to our apartment after the honeymoon, where we were newly living, I started to see the shadow figure every night. From our vacation now to our apartment. First, it was in the spare bedroom, in the darkness, through the slightly open door. I would try to keep closing the door, but somehow it was always opening. Although that could have been anything perhaps my husband's doing. I was afraid to say anything because I was convinced that saying anything out loud would let the creature or this being know that I was aware of it. And that would lead to something, an attack or something. I don't know. I'm just scared. I started seeing it in our bedroom now, too. And when I saw it standing in the corner, even with the light on, and again, always during intimate sessions with my husband, okay? I found it terrifying that after and during a private moment with my husband, this thing was watching us. I had had enough, and I broke down and told him. I had a bit of a meltdown one night, but he still couldn't see it and he tried to comfort me. A week later, my husband had left for work, out of town business. This part of the story is hard to type as my hands on the keyboard or my fingers are starting to tremble. The very first night he was gone, as I go off to bed, there it was standing in the corner of my bedroom. I immediately tried to get up out of bed. I could not. It was like a force held me there against my will. Then the shadowy entity approached my bed. There it stood right at the end of the bed. Then it disappeared under my covers, and I could feel it work its way up towards me. This shadowy being was now looking directly down at my face on top of me. The more I tried to free myself from my bed, the more force was placed on my body, holding me. The pressure was immense. Then my worst fears came to fruition. The entity slid down towards my private area. I am in sheer horror. Now, this is not the end. After several seconds, my horror dissipated. I cannot believe I am sharing this. I will only say that I found myself in sheer ecstasy. It is like my mind left me and I did not want it to stop. This went on for several hours until this shadowy like entity vanished. I felt as though I had cheated on my husband. I started doing research on incubus or sexual demons, other types of creatures and entities through the night. I will end this by telling you that I never told my husband about this entity, or certainly not this experience. Still to this day, as I write this, the shadowy presence is still in our home. I still see it almost every night. My husband still to this day cannot see it. I think I must go see a psychiatrist, or I'm writing this in this periodical for anybody to reach out to help me. Kind of creepy, eh?
It sounds like The Entity.
What's that now? Probably a movie I haven't seen.
The movie, The Entity.
That I haven't seen, so I wouldn't know about it.
Course.
Yeah. So you would definitely, and it has one of the movie scenes that have stuck with me through life.
Oh.
Yeah. So this woman, haunted by this entity that is assaulting her on the regular.
Yes.
Does she enjoy it? Like this lady said,
I don't. Well, she's not welcoming it, but her body is responding to it. Let me say it. She doesn't want to, but her body is responding to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And a whole team of parapsychologists come in to study the case.
It is, like I said, it's got one of those scenes that have
is that a true story?
Scarred me for life.
It is.
Really?
It is a true story. But the parapsychologists came in and they studied everything, and they did. I'm going to have to go back and reread that, because one of the parapsychologists I'm friends with on Facebook, and he occasionally posts about it. And I want to, and I could be wrong, but I want to say that he said that she had some serious, mental issues, like
psychological issues.
Psychological issues. Yeah. And then that isn't necessarily saying that's what it was, but they, because when that is introduced, you have to consider that as well, because nobody else could see it. It was only attacking her.
Yeah.
So similar to what I just presented here, then, in a way.
In a way, I don't know that she could physically see it, though. If as I remember, she knew it was in the room. I mean, she could feel a presence in the room, and she could hear it breathing, I think.
Yeah,
and then it would start.
You could watch it physically touch her.
Yeah, in the movie, you could see like it's touching this part of her body, and you could see like the skin indentations.
The finger indentations. That's the scene
that sticks with me,
and it's all over. Yeah, and it's all over her body. It's not just in one necessarily one spot. It's giving me goosebumps because
that movie actually freaked me out.
I couldn't watch that. That would freak me out.
Like I watched it once. I've only seen it once, and I can't watch it.
But it's called The Entity.
Yeah,
Entity.
It's got Barbara Hershey in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. I like her. She's a good actress. Many years ago, 1990s, probably 2000s,
80s, I think.
Oh, 80s. Okay.
Like early 80s.
T-Bone has been a pirate for 15 months. Thank you, T-Bone. Yay! All right, T-Bone. T-Bone rocks.
Yeah.
That's gotta be creepy for any person. A woman, of course.
Anybody, but let's remember also, women aren't the only persons that can.
No, men too. I get it.
Seen American Horror Story Hotel?
I never.
It's not just women.
It's not good women.
It's not just women.
Yo, I got you. I understand. Gosh, yeah. No, I know men can be, taking advantage of
everybody is all I'm saying.
Anybody,
potentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I wouldn't want mine to be a male entity, is all I'm saying.
Right. I mean, well, we can go back to talk about the Smurl family and how that started happening to the husband, and then it eventually happened to the wife. But in this case, that what you're talking about, it only happened to, one and not the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about this. I mean,
it sounds a lot. Part of it sounds like sleep paralysis, because when I was attacked that one time in sleep paralysis, right? Whatever that was attacking me was like, there was pressure. Now, it wasn't of an adult nature by any means. It was just, a pressure like on my whole body. It wasn't just my chest. It was my whole body. And it felt like it was trying to sink into me, like absorb into me is what it felt like. But, the fact that she couldn't move and the pressure on her, but that makes me think of sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think it's what they're encountering sounds like a little bit of all of that, like sleep paralysis, maybe a little bit of intimate instability or something going on. It has a lot of different facets that are happening. to make this occur. I mean,
it's bizarre.
Maybe because they're in sleep paralysis where they're feeling the pressure, they're thinking it's more of the adult nature when it really isn't. And, with the mental problems, that could be playing something.
She could be going into sleep paralysis and she has a legitimate fear of that happening. So that's triggering a response in here, that's creating a scenario that is or isn't happening. I won't say it wasn't happening, but that's all in my mind plausible.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, it's multifaceted issues. And because I don't want to say it didn't happen either. I mean, we've heard the stories of it happening. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't have the words incubus and succubus.
Right.
I was going to ask you guys, either one of you or both of you, because I don't really look too much. Incubus and succubus, they're the same but different. One's more of a sexual ghost, and what's the other one?
They're both sexual, but one's male and one's female.
So succubus, I imagine, would be the female entity.
I think so. I get it.
There's a wild guess on my part. There's a wild guess on my part.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Thank you, T-Bone. 5 new pirates tonight, courtesy of T-Bone, who's also been a pirate for 15 months. Arr, matey. Arr.
Arr. I know. Isn't that awesome?
That is so awesome. I can't believe I've been doing this for 15 months, or at least. Thank you so much, T-Bone. Yeah, and so these incubuses, these succubuses. So again, we all believe in the paranormal. We all believe in ghosts. We've all seen all sorts of stuff. Anyways, so these are actual real entities that can attach or invade a person's space. Then they do exist.
Yeah, but I'm sure they can be invisible, but I always thought that they would manifest like as a physical person. Like you think that it is a woman or you think it is a man that is there, but it's really this demon.
Yeah. So I'm looking it up real quick just to make sure, but the incubus is the male and the succubus is the female.
Okay. So what would make one of these entities invade someone or take, like the story? Is it because something that maybe you as an individual dream about or think about? You're a sex addict, or is it just something that?
I mean, from a
just like any other
standpoint, somebody with repressed like urges or repressed, sexual tension, I could see something manifesting like that. I mean, from a psychological standpoint,
sure.
But from a traditional standpoint, I have no idea what makes these things like pick Joe Schmo and Sally, whoever, I have no idea what draws them to people. I never really looked that much into them.
Yeah, I don't figure you would. I don't think any of us really do. It's interesting.
I'm just kind of looking at it now because I don't.
Yeah. It's kind of a touchy subject. It's kind of weird. I think that'd be okay. Here I can say this: whether you're a man or a woman, to see a ghost or paranormal activity is one thing, but when it gets to the intimate nature, that's really disturbing and total invasion of your body, right? I can get along with seeing a ghost or even something spooky, scary in the house that's not real or that's real, but paranormal. But if it were to assault me in that manner, or my wife or girlfriend or grandmother, that is a whole nother disturbing element.
Sure.
Well, it should be disturbing anyway, because, the incubus and the succubus are from demonic origin.
Yes, right.
So, you got, if this is happening, you got a big old problem. You should definitely seek help for it. Absolutely. Don't let it pass. Don't let it, Yeah,
because I thought that their goal was to drain, and I don't know that well, but I thought it was to like drain your life force, to get your energy out of you.
Your essence, to take that from you. Absolutely.
That's the point. So its goal is to kill you.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Slowly but surely.
In a manner that you don't mind, apparently.
Yeah, that you're not seeing
You're not
correctly.
concerned about.
Yeah, this is like, well, this is a great way to die. That sort of thing. It's like they're not realizing this is what is happening. They are focusing or giving you that pleasure so you don't realize exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few new people in the chat I've noticed. Thank you for coming on in. Please subscribe to Bigfoot Rob, Brandi with Blondes and the Booze, and Monica, our Paranormal World. Thanks, guys, for coming in. So, yeah, that's creepy, scary, disturbing. And, that's right, demonic, which even, it's just a whole different ball game there. I got this last story email I got. Gosh, I'm getting these cool emails and I want to save them for Halloween, but I just can't. Because this one here is pretty, I like this. You guys, and I don't know I know what I can make of it, and I'm not going to say what I think it is, although it's early on, you guys know what this is. So it goes on by this email reading. He goes, "Hey, Rob, I decided to email you this creepy experience or crazy experience I had with my wife." He goes on. He says, "My wife's name is Ann and my name is Ken." He says, "I live in Indiana," this guy says, and he says that they were driving home late from a wedding. It was Ann, and his wife's sister's wedding, okay, in Indiana. Okay. Wow, I heard something creepy in the background. Was that you, Monica?
That was me pouring my drink.
Oh, boy. Okay. I've never heard it so distinctively.
I try to keep it away from the microphone.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Man, that's a powerful mic. Jeez, oh, Pete's. Anyways. I mean, I heard that perfectly. It was like a perfect picture of my image in my head. Anyways.
It's a ghost pouring a beer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Jeez. Anyways. We left at midnight and about, he goes down to tell me they left at midnight and about 10 minutes into their drive home, it started to pour down heavy rain and heavy winds. So this couple, Ann and Ken, they're driving, and when they noticed ahead on the side of the road that there was a car parked off on the side of the road with its emergency hazard lights flashing. And upon their approach, they noticed a smaller person draped in a hoodie, standing off on the side of the road of this vehicle, and it kind of waves at them, right? And so this driver passes right on by, and I guess he goes and says, well, the wife kind of gave him the look like, what are you doing? That looks like a small person, almost like a kid it looked like. He goes, yeah, honey. Then, of course, he feels like a jerk. He goes, yeah, I meant I'm going to turn around. So the guy turns around, this, that, and the other. So they turn around, and this guy says, hey, Rob, I was actually wondering about this little kid on the side of the road. How come there's no adults around? So he pulls over, and he walks up to this kid, and he goes, yep, it's definitely a kid just by the stature and the way the person was standing. Now, at this point, cannot see the face, nothing. Got the hoodie, kind of blinded out from the winds and the rain, this, that, and the other. So he goes, Rob, when I approached this kid, he says he felt kind of odd. He's just, for whatever reason, all of a sudden, he says, you know how instincts take over? He goes, I felt kind of odd. Plus, it's raining, it's windy. I did not want to be here, but it was a stranded kid. So, and again, he says, I could not see over the hoodie or through the hoodie. Don't know if it was a boy or a girl, this, that, or the other. So this smaller person's, he goes, hey, Robbie, points over to the car. And so this Ken walks over to the car. Now, Ken gets over to the car, and he immediately goes to the front, and there's no passenger, and there's no driver in the front. And he looks in the back seat, and there's another smaller kid with the same type of hoodie in the back seat. So he's like, whoa, what's going on here? So he immediately turns to the other kid standing outside in the rain, and he asks the kid where his parents were. Right? And the kid gave him, he says, the weirdest response. It says, we don't have any parents. But what was even weirder, this kid, who again cannot at this point see the face or anything, asked him this odd question. He goes, Rob, this question really was chilling in a way, unusual. Will you invite us in your car? This kid says. So this Ken, was going to actually have the kids come in his car anyway. And he goes, well, yeah, you can, So he said he got really creeped out. He said, of course, you can come in the car, this, that, and the other. Got over to the vehicle. The other kid gets the other kid out of the car. So both these kids go back to this Ken and Ann's car, and they're in the back seat of their car. So Ken and Ann, before they take off, they turn around to the back seat with these two little kids, and they start asking questions about, really, where's your parents? How did you get stranded out here all by yourselves? Certainly an adult, at least. Okay, I get it. You don't have parents, but where are the adults who drove the car? You're certainly not of age, much too young. Probably couldn't even reach the gas pedal or whatever, right? And then the kids are back there. Then the kids, he says, Rob, they find these kids both kind of at the same time in unison, kind of raised up their faces, raised up their heads, I should say, where we could see their faces and notice that they had such pale complected skin. And he goes, Rob, I don't know if it was the darkness of the outside, but I could swear to God that their eyes were almost black. Pale skin, black eyes, hoodies. But I was uncertain. The light inside the car wasn't on. It was a crazy night, dark night, rainy, windy night. But he just said it was the oddest thing he ever saw. He goes, at this point, Rob, I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm a human being. These are two young kids. Do I just get them out of my car because I got the creeps? So he was looked at his wife, Ann, and they had a conversation. And so the kids then asked, will you invite us and take us to your home? So this guy, Ken, says, he didn't answer that question at all, but he had a plan. He knew that about 5 to 7 miles up the road, there was a sheriff's station or police station. So he says, doesn't answer. He goes, look, I'm going to take care of you kids. So he's driving to the sheriff's office or the police station, whichever it was, pulls up. He told the kids, the wife, Ann and Ken, they get out of the car and they tell the kids in the back seat, hey, listen, stay here, kids. We'll be back. We're checking on something for you guys. So they go into the police office, explain the situation to the police about the abandoned car, these two kids they picked up, this, that, and the other. Says, hey, we want nothing to do with the kids. We're not taking them to us. We're going to leave them with you. That's what we're doing. So the police, I guess, agreed or whatever. So they went out to the back of the car. And when they get out with the police officer and Ken, the wife, they go in the back seat of the guy's car now. The kids are gone. They're not in the car. They're gone. So actually, Ken says, Rob, I'm kind of like a little bit relieved because I just got this creepy feeling, and even my wife was kind of cool. And then the sheriff goes, where are these kids at? Will you give us a tall tale? He goes, no, look, here's the information. Go down. You'll see an abandoned car, this, that, and the other. We're out of here. I mean, come on. We're not making no story up. Please say, okay, whatever. Have a good day. See you. Drive home safe. So they get home, and him and the wife are talking this over, and they were really creeped out about this whole ordeal. Then they both get home, blah, blah, blah. So a week later, this Ken's telling me that, hey, listen to this. He gets a phone call on his cell phone. Now he looks at the cell phone and it says unanswered or on the area. You know how we get those, calls, right? It's not a person we know. He answers the phone. He goes, whatever the reason, and I normally don't do this, Rob, but I answered the phone, and the voice on the other end of the phone was the kid that he spoke with. And the kid said at the other end, thanks for inviting us over. We will see you soon. And hung up. Now, this Ken guy says, yeah, I got that. It creeped me out. I didn't even bother to tell my wife until a few days later. And then he says, has not been the kids have not come and paid him a visit or anything like that. But he says this happened. I got this email like 2 months ago, I think, and this happened relatively over the summer. He goes, I'm just waiting for these creepy kids to show up at my house. He goes, what do you know about that or anything? And I'm like, I type him back. I said, look up black-eyed kids. I don't really, that's from what you're telling me, sounds kind of like that, but not, I don't know. So that was this guy's tale. I thought it was pretty creepy, you guys. And who knows? We all heard about black-eyed kids. Kind of fits the profile, right?
Right.
That's exactly what I thought. Everybody was catching on, especially in chat. I was watching that too. And that's exactly what it sounds like to me, because they were asking to get in the car. They were asking to go into the house. They were asking, all the questions you would expect to hear from a black-eyed kid.
Yep.
So yeah, that would definitely be what I would have said too.
Yep.
That they did the right thing, going to the police station.
Heck yeah.
And but it shows you how crafty that these things could be, because they had a phone number for him and had no idea what his phone number was.
See, as bizarre as this whole encounter this guy sent me was, how in the hell the kid, well, it's got his cell phone number. That's hard to get, especially a kid. Hell, I'm a grown adult. I couldn't get Monica's phone number if I didn't know her. I couldn't find it. You can't get someone's phone number.
Right.
And for them to call you.
Actually,
so you got to spend money.
The internet.
You got to spend money. You can't find my number.
No, you don't.
I know you can't find my number.
I bet I could.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no. I think the challenge is on.
Well, she already has it, so she would be.
I already have it, so no, I'm just saying, like,
okay, maybe you can.
Is very unfortunately like available. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but it's out there, and it's hard to not have some sort of digital footprint, to be fair. But,
I do agree with you, Monica.
Okay, so as the conversation went, I don't think they gave full names. I don't think they gave out enough information.
No, 100%. Right.
Yeah, I don't think this man said my name is Sam Wellington or Ken Johnson,
Yeah. I mean,
I think that black-eyed kids are a type of vampire. I mean, I'm leaning that way. I don't know.
Well, when you ask for permission, that does lean that way too.
I mean, it sounds vampiric, right? Needing the permission to enter, but you can revoke permissions. You can rescind invitations.
Oh, you can.
So yeah. Yeah, it's your space. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like that is your space. Like, you can rescind an invitation or revoke something's admission.
Yeah.
I suppose you could. I never really thought about that, really, even though it's
I mean, it's a good point. A lot of people don't think about that. They think once you welcome it in, it's there forever. No. No,
you can bounce it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose you can rescind.
It is your energy. It is your space, and you absolutely can take charge, and you should be taking charge of it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you are right. I mean, it just seems like after the fact, I invited this clown over. I think people often don't think that, you do have the right to rescind your offer.
Yeah.
The second time around.
That's the first thing that would come out of my mouth if I thought I had a vampire coming into my house.
Yeah.
Right.
I rescind all invitations into my personal space.
Yeah.
Yes. So do you think that the black-eyed kids are actual vampires, or are they a different type
I don't know.
of vampire?
See, the only reason I lean towards vampire is the permissions. There's other things that don't necessarily line up. Like, you don't know what they do once they get into the house. Like, nobody knows what they actually do.
Nobody knows. Right.
Yeah, no, right.
Are they a type of energy vampire? Or, I mean, that would be my guess.
Yeah.
they've got some sort of psychic abilities. I mean, they found this dude's phone number without knowing his full name.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
That's not the only instance of them doing stuff like that where they've got information that isn't necessarily like at their fingertips.
I'm leaning that they're not human.
Yeah. And I don't know if this goes down it's hard for this to come out of my mouth. I don't know if they're like the Men in Black kind of government thing that the government sets loose.
Right.
Ooh, I like
weapons, right?
Right.
I don't know, or they're like some sort of empiric entity. I don't know what they are, but I know they're out there and they give out this creepy vibe, and they seemingly have abilities that are just kind of hard to pin,
Yeah, I get, because I truly don't know what these things are. I can't pin it down to paranormal, to cryptid, to demonic. I can't say for sure
like
what
government created thing.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know.
Alien hybrids. I mean, they're stealing eggs. What are they making? Maybe these little creepy bastards.
Yeah, no, I mean that's maybe, or maybe it was a genetic experiment in our own government laboratories gone bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe they're bred under dulces, the reptiles and stolen human embryos and the government and black-eyed kids pop up.
Well, no, I mean it's funny, but it's sensible what you both are saying. It's like when I look back at this, of course, Bigfoot's a big mystery, dog man. But I must tell you guys, I think I'm more intrigued with the mystery behind these black-eyed kids because we hear a lot of these stories, right?
Well, Monica may not be way off. I mean, because black-eyed kids are relatively new to the scene. Compared to Bigfoot and aliens and all of that kind of stuff and werewolves and da. So
maybe they're the offspring of the black. What she was saying? The black. What do you call them?
Men in Black.
Men in Black. Yes,
that they're a Men in Black type of.
Yes, yeah, they're little trainees.
Yeah, they are federally regulated.
They're going through training.
Yeah, they're going through something.
And once they graduate, they grow like to 6 feet and then are issued black suits.
Yeah.
But you know what's creepy? But here's the creepy thing, which you always hear all the time, hence the black-eyed kids, the pale skin, which, vampiric, the black eyes. I mean, if I see the human being or anybody for that matter with black eyes, I'm like, stay away from me immediately. I don't care if you're 5 years old or 25 years old.
But consider like genetic engineering that isn't perfected. You're going to get weird.
It definitely
on what you're trying to create.
It definitely sounds like fledglings or something that haven't quite grown into their adulthood.
They're sent out into the world to
They're
figure it out.
They're just little babies. They're
little babies,
young saplings.
That's right. Something is wrong. There's something wrong with them. And we just don't have enough I guess experiences with these things or reports or anything to tell us exactly what's going on with these things, because everything that we hear is exactly the same.
It is exactly the same. Because I was going to ask both of you. You kind of read my mind, Brandi. I've never heard of any story go all the way through. It's always been wrap it on your front door, invite you in. It's always the couple or the person. No, I can help you. I can call the police. I've never heard the story where one got invited in the house. What the repercussions were.
Well, maybe you don't, because the people
they never made it.
They either never made it, or maybe they did things and they were arrested for the things they did.
Or I mean, this could be some of those cold cases out there that we've heard about.
That's a good point.
I mean, we don't know.
Probably we don't know.
I don't know.
If
there was some strange looking child at my door, I'd be like, you're going to have to wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You don't look normal. Absolutely.
No. And really, with this entire story, if you go back to the entire story, 2 kids by themselves in the car, no adults around. That's my first. Well, the guy did right from the beginning. The guy felt odd in this whole situation, right?
Had that
would be so freaky to see.
The feeling of doom or dread or anything when approaching these things.
And the kids were even like, no parents, nope. No adults, nope. It was like no big deal. But yet they're in a car that they couldn't possibly drive. Weird.
Right. Yeah. Black-eyed kids are still a mystery. There's not enough information out there to determine exactly what they are. But the vampire thing fits.
Yeah.
It does fit. Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the invitation thing, that's what that's the only thing that hooks me with vampire.
Right. And then what Rob said. Yeah. And then what Rob said with the skin and the whole,
the skin and the eyes and all that can be other things too. But the invitation specifically, I don't know a lot of other things that require an invitation to invade your space.
No, I've never heard it except from the vampire.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee.
Yep.
Well, this has been a great show, gals. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that we came back after our 2-week hiatus. Always great to see you, Brandi. Thank you. But we'll be off next Saturday, everybody, because we will be at the Crossing Realms Conference. It's finally approached us. It's finally with us.
Yes, I think all of our shows are off next week.
Yeah, well, they are. I think they have to be.
Yeah, everybody's show is canceled from Wednesday on.
Well, Tuesday nights, we'll all be on. As Monica, I know you got the memo, Monica. We're doing a Tuesday night show on my channel. All of us misfits. Then right after that, I'm going to bed because I have to get up at 5 a.m. right after that show.
Yes.
To catch an airplane.
Yes.
So this will be exciting.
Yep. So starting Wednesday on for the rest of the week, there will be no shows. No shows.
Now,
but that doesn't mean incriminating photos, damaging evidence.
We'll have our phones. I might pop on the YouTube and
we might do some lives from the event.
Depending
on cell reception.
We'll get a little silly. Hi.
Yeah, that was the incriminating evidence thing.
Yeah.
Blackmail footage.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, we won't have in fact, you have to check your cell phone at the front door on Thursday for those attending the party.
We'll have little bags, just like at the concerts.
Yeah.
That's right. Little bags.
Well, thanks to everybody in the chat room for coming in. You guys rock. T-Bone, again, thank you. A 15-month member. Pirate, 15-month.
You can spit it. You can do it, Rob.
15-month pirate army, T-Bone. And gifted 5 more pirate members. Thanks, T-Bone. Thanks, everybody. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to us. The Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast. Bigfoot, Mystery Robin, of course. Ms. Monica Rollins. You can find Monica on Sunday nights at 10 o'clock now.
That's right.
Yeah, see how I remember.
Sundays at 10.
The only day that our good old Robbie is watching football from 10 till midnight. But I will turn on my phone to give you the view, and I'll say hi. But that'll be probably the extent of it. You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you, gals. Great show. Thanks to everybody. And I'm just going to, any other business I have to take care of as I kind of meander about.
I'm going to see if we can put like a strobing light on the button for you.
Well,
it's something that glows in the dark.
It's not the button. I got to find. This is what I'm looking for. Good night.
This is the future. Evolution.
Crossing Realms Conference launches September 19th and 20th and will dock in Richmond, Missouri. This is already being called the event of the year, folks, with an unprecedented list of speakers and special guests, 2 days of cryptids, UFOs, and paranormal presentations, along with a celebrity-filled ghost hunt, meet and greet, gallery reading, vendors, and a film screening. This promises to be both educational and fun. Go to Eventbrite.com to secure your tickets and vendor slots before they are all abducted. They're going fast.